welcome back to my garden. Today I'm out planting the last bag of tulip bulbs that I have. So these are the fringe tulip bulbs that I have that I showed you in my last video when I talked about planting the tulips in containers and also my daffodils in containers. I had a bag of these tulips remaining, and what I've decided to do, I'll post a link or a card above to that video where I talk about planting the tulips in containers and the daffodils in containers, and so that you can see what I did, how I planted those in containers. But these are remaining 30 bulbs that I have that I haven't still planted, and I am out here in the garden. It's kind of, everything has been freezing and things have frosted, but the ground is still workable here. As you can see, it's not frozen. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to plant these tulips in this bed. So this is like my side garden bed where I do have some gaps in the middle where I think bulbs could fill those gaps, and it'll add some spring interest in this bed. I don't have a lot of spring interest in this bed, so having tulips here would be really nice. As you can see, all the other plants have completely dried in this bed, but I kind of wanted to show you this blanket flower is still going, and it looks like it's going to bloom here, and everything has been frozen and frosty looking right now, so there isn't much to show you in this garden bed. And as you can see, I haven't really cleaned anything in this bed. I'm just gonna leave it as is and do a big cleanup in spring. I like to leave everything for the insects and bugs to kind of have shelter and overwinter, so that's what I'm gonna do. So I'll show you. I'm making a few holes and I'm going to put these tulips in these areas, and I'll show you what this is going to look like. So I have placed around 9 bulbs in this hole, which I think will be a nice grouping. So I could do like 3 groups of tulips in here. I'm thinking 1 in here and a couple in there, and it'll add a nice drift of color in early spring. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I've kind of made a little hole, kind of and then I'm going to just fill this back up with the soil and cover it back up with the leaves and hope that the squirrels do not find them in here. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to finish planting the rest of the tulips, and I'll show you when I'm done. So here I've planted another 7 of them. So whenever you're planting tulips, do odd groupings because that's what looks the best, and I like to kind of plant them not in a row or a line. I kind of like them to be almost like they were in a pot, in a kind of a grouping. So that's how I'm going to be planting them. I still have a few more remaining, so I'm going to fill this up, and then I'm going to create another section over here as well, and see how many more I can fit in there. So yeah, just it's not that hard. I mean, I've used both methods. I've kind of used a tool to do them, and I had a lot of them, and these are just 30 bulbs, so I'm kind of just using my little digger here, and quickly getting them in the ground. So if you still haven't planted tulips, it's still not too late. You could go out there and plant them if your ground is not frozen. So this is another spot that I'm going to put a few more in here, and then I might actually do a few in the front as well of this bed. So that's what I'm doing. Just digging a nice sized hole. It just doesn't need to be too deep. It can be about 6 inches deep, which is pretty much the size of this shovel here, and that's all you need to do with these. And it doesn't take a lot of time to kind of get one bag in the ground, and I feel like it's enough to kind of add this pop of color in this section. And this size of bed, I think 30 bulbs in one bag is sufficient. So that's what I'm doing here. So in this one I should be able to fit another 5, I think. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing. There we go. Okay, so this is rolling over, so I'm going to dig a little bit more here so that they can kind of sit a little bit flatter. Yeah. Yep. I think I should be able to get 7 in there. I'm going to dig a little bit more over here, and try to get 2 more here. There we go. So yeah, that's another 7, and I'm going to cover these up as well. Lots of earthworms in the soil, so it makes me really happy, which is why I like to leave all this organic material in my soil and not clean up right now, because everything kind of breaks down over winter. Lots of activity with the worms, and it really makes your soil very healthy. So yeah, these are all in here happy, and I'm going to add more leaf mulch over here so that it's a little bit more disguised as well in that spot. So just gonna kind of add a little bit more leaves over there. Yeah. Just trying to cover my tracks, but I know the squirrels are smarter than me and they'll find it, but we'll see. We'll see what happens there. Okay, so that's it. Most of the tulip bulbs are in that spot. I have a grouping of 9 there, I have 7 there, and I have another 7 there. So I still have about 6 remaining. So I think I'm going to kind of plant them more towards the front of the border over there and finish with this planting. The last 6 of them here. A couple of them do not look so healthy, so I don't have much hopes for those bulbs, but I'm still planting them, and we'll see how many come out next year, and how many survive this the squirrels as well. So I'm going to just cover this up as well, and finish planting these tulips. Just wanted to thank you for coming along and watching this video, and if you are still planting tulips this late in December, almost December, let me know. I think you can still plant them when the ground is not frozen and you can work the ground. You can still plant the tulips. So if you still have bags that you haven't planted, remember to go out there and finish your planting and get them in the ground before it freezes. And it's really nice to see them come out in spring, and it's almost, you know, there was one year that I planted these and I completely forgot about them, and in spring when these started to emerge, I was like very excited and delighted to see the tulips emerging. So it's a real joy to see them come up in the spring, especially when the other plants are still breaking dormancy and these are blooming, and it's really nice to see something vibrant and colorful after a long harsh winter. So you know, it's a good idea to get out there and plant tulips and bulbs and enjoy them in the spring. So thanks so much for watching this video and coming along with me as I wrap up my bulb planting for the season, and subscribe to my channel for more updates and videos from me. Thank you so much for watching, and have a fabulous day.